trouble towards the A site. There's not enough players stacked in. Finally, the rotation comes across, and the spike's actually moving in on the top of default. So this might be an awkward position now for Bastarda, who's holding within the smoke actually towards Hell. Here comes the push within, and instantly, as the smoke dissipates towards that connector, everybody drops here for Shopify, and we get a prime gaming flawless for Team Liquid.
Good crossfires for Liquid. Those kinds of rounds can get so dicey, but they handle it well. It's going to be a healthy purchase coming in for Shopify. They're not going to do the same mistakes that they did. A nice wake-up call already. That operator, that sniper rifle in Fluorescence's hands. Certainly a huge win condition coming through here for the Shopify side. And you can see Floor, she wants that long C control. Gonna use the Viper and herself. And Liquid, they're very spread here. They want to, oh, I said they want to take it slow, but Bastarda, she's already taking short A space.
The Fluorescent, Sixth Sense, feels that the hit's coming towards the C side. She's holding it alone, but she's actually left deserted by Sarah. So Fluorescent just alone has to updraft, gets spotted here by the dog coming out, and allows Bizarre to push through. And that glass cannon up gets shattered right away. Sarah then answers back towards the logs. Daiki out from the garage now gives the advantage for Team Liquid.
Yeah, and it's just Alexis. She's gonna send a bird through outside B to try to get info. It didn't ping a single soul. Both players gonna try to regroup here and try to catch someone on the flank, but Liquid, they've got info. Daiki and Issa, they want to go sniffing for a little bit more, figure out exactly what this optimal post-plant position is gonna be, and there it is, that's the info.
That's Issa out from the default box, is now going to be still the first contact. Still has 2 mollies, so that's going to delay it a lot. Even cancel out the paranoid that was thrown by Mel. But Alexis looks to be the first contact. Gets it onto Bastarda, but beautiful trade out from Issa as well, playing the patience game, and that's going to force Mel to fall back and save her weapon. And Team Liquid are looking quite good here since the eco that they got.
Yeah, and Mel's just going to kind of limp away here. I don't think Shopify is going to be able to do much with this one saved rifle. I'm hoping for Mel's sake she passes that over to Floor. Last round, unfortunate that timing. I mean, you saw it. That Omen Mel, she left Floor right as that hit was going to come. The fact that Bastarda opened the round by dashing in short A, giving off that sound cue, it really put the pressure onto the defenses. Sent a lot of misdirection. Are they rushing up A? Are they using this bonus to be fast-paced? But it was always going to be that C split. And unfortunately for Floor, the power of Sky, that dog, gave all the info for Liquid.
And Shopify this round, so Mel saved her weapon, is going to give it to Fluorescent, playing a 3-player stack towards the C side, but Team Liquid continues this conditioning to work towards the A side choke, but this time not really pushing forward within here, trying to see if Shopify Rebellion are trying to get some information or where the stack could be, because they know that Shopify has the lower buy.
Yeah, going for a bit of a gamble stack here for Shopify. You can see Floor is tucked right now. They don't want to let Team Liquid know exactly what part of the map this solo rifle is going to be at. Sarah's also invested in a bit of half armor and Bulldog as well. So strong side is certainly C here for Shopify, and they're biting into it. They want to reinforce those C defenses. So Team Liquid, I mean, they're just going to have a lone Alexis on the A site.
As soon as her flash is ready, comes into contact for Audio. And thankfully for her choice to move down towards the sewers, it's going to be a 1v1 face-to-face against Issa. The rest of TL are walking within the A site, and now it's an easier plant coming through.
Should be a very simple post. Bastarda's already deep into the heaven, getting those freebies, racking up those confidence points. Exactly what you want for your Jet. And still, 3 weapons. I mean, at this point, Noya, she's going to just try to bait her teammates, maybe get some ult orbs for the next couple rounds, but what a shot.
Fluorescent's going to try right after. Noya playing the close range there. Getting that 1 kill could be big, but unfortunately she falls, so they'll not be able to get the lockdown within the next round. But at least they could fight for some control to try to grab it, but nonetheless, we still see the prime gaming flawless now for Team Liquid.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff, and man, that momentum that this Liquid side built up yesterday with all those stage matches, all that experience, they are looking like they're not skipping a beat.
Looks like we have fans not only in the CB LOL arena, but also elsewhere, all over the world. We just saw one watch party there in Sao Paulo as we see the first timeout coming out.
Yeah, and this is a great timeout. Right about now, maybe just to reinforce the confidence, especially on the defense side for Shopify. Look, you lost an eco round, right? You had such a great pistol, and that really shifted that momentum. Certainly, these players are fully aware of that. And if we think about that first gun round that Shopify lost, it was pretty unlucky. I mean, Floor was all alone on weak side, got spotted out by the dog, and that was as easy of an entry as you can get if you're Team Liquid. So right now, for Shopify, all good. No alarm bells ringing quite yet. I think you're just reinforcing exactly what your protocols are and what you have planned coming into round 6. But for Team Liquid side, I mean, this is exactly what you want. They've been so aggressive. They've got Seekers coming back on board. And now with Georgina, the clutch god herself, with Omen ult coming up online. On Haven, you can do so many cool plays with this Omen ult. As soon as that contact comes towards that A main, as soon as the defenders just let you know what they want to fight for, you can immediately respond with a quick Omen ult. So a lot of really cool stuff that you can do, I mean, with these compositions.
Yeah, especially with these two ults that you just mentioned, the Seekers and the From the Shadows out of Georgina. They can actually even pinch towards the Seaside Flood if they want to, as we currently have a tech pause with the gear once again. But it won't be too long. I see them working with the admins there on the stage and should get resolved pretty soon. But as you talk about how it's been looking for Team Liquid, I think we're starting to see a couple of opportunities for Shopify Rebellion to maybe start bringing this back. Because as you've mentioned, the economy is quite good for Shopify Rebellion going into this round, but they're also getting closer to these ults to fight back against Team Liquid, an opportunity to swing these rounds back in their favor. And if they could actually scale these ultimates round after round, it might not be too bad after all. I mean, 4-1, it's not the end of the world yet on the first half of Haven.
Yeah.
If you're playing it right, it could still be very attack-sided.
Yeah, exactly. But as you say, Vance, for Shopify, they've got all the answers on the board. Noya, she's only one orb away from her ultimate. Then they can start shifting and sending all their fighters away from that A side because they know that no one can break this KJ ult. So for Shopify, they can play complete retake next round. Just get Floor on the deep A line, make sure Noya's able to collect that orb for herself. So as you say, Vance, a lot of options on the board for Shopify, and you know they've got all the plays in that strat book to kind of follow suit there.
Yeah, and as we talk about the ults and whatnot, it still comes down to the execution on how Team Liquid have been taking control a lot of these rounds towards this A site. And despite having some flashes at Team Blind's players, they're still able to hold their composure within the site towards A for Team Liquid, wait for the chaos to slow down for a bit and capitalize on those. I remember also the flood retake that came back from Shopify Rebellion towards the A site when they had the perfect smoke just on the left side of the default by Graffiti, so they could have players just to isolate, cookie cut the left side of that A site and fight together with some utility. Team Liquid was still ready for that as well. So it might look like a similar playstyle as maybe SMG kind of did against them, because SMG in that game, they were just hitting A after A after A. So I'm assuming Team Liquid got enough practice on that site.
They did. They certainly did. And we've been seeing that here in the first 6 rounds as well. I mean, from that eco, anytime that both these teams are going A, it's almost like a 5v5 right at the same time, right? So it is certainly a brawl. And with, what is this, 3 flashes pretty much? 6 flashes across combined for both squads, everyone's blind. Everyone is blind when the hit comes.
100%. And now again, finally, the discipline that we have for Team Liquid has been looking top-notch so far. Trades have been really good. And all the trades in general for both of these teams have been immediate right away. Definitely. we got a full crowd right now here in the CBLOL Arena. And they're just waiting patiently for this game to resume. And even before we started this game, everybody was just ready to stand. Everybody was already standing up, using those thunderclaps and just going for TLTL. So, and that wasn't only for Team Liquid. They wanted to make Shopify Rebellion know that you're walking on the stage, you're walking on our home turf, and at the same time, you've also lost, unfortunately, your IGL on the stage. So we are here to actually add that pressure onto your shoulders. The leadership is only going to be through comms.
It's the crowd buff.
And somebody else has to step up to the plate in terms of that leadership, in terms of that veterancy. It will have to be Alexis.
Yeah. I mean, certainly that's the most second in line for sure. You know, she's going to do a damn good job at it for sure too. She's got that ice cold stare. I mean, I'm scared of Alexis.
Beginning to the end, always game face on, ready to play. And as you can see here, Alexis watching over her teammate. It's Fluorescent, who's currently getting some issues with her mouse, so just trying to fix that up until we can resume the game. And as you see the admins walking away, I'm pretty sure we're going to hear a call very soon that we'll resume. So once again, thank you for your patience, but it gives a chance right now for everybody to just hold their breath, reset for a bit, not only for the players, but also, of course, for us watching here live and from home, because it's been quite intense on how the action has revolved around these rounds.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of mice, since we're on the boomer-zoomer subject, since we are filling a little bit, I gotta say, these new mice lately, they are quite fragile, Vans. I remember back in our day, we used to slam our mice constantly on the table, and they would last, I mean, quite a few years.
On glass mouse pads as well.
Right, exactly.
Are we going to continue with these boomer segments? Because
we should. You know, what I've been telling everyone is sure, you see a bunch of Zoomers typing in chat, but the boomers are there. They're just a little more quiet.
Exactly. Shout out to all the boomers in the chats there, to all the watch parties.
Go.
Mind you, also a quick hello to all the watch parties that we currently have here from all around the world, waking up in different times of the day just to be able to watch and witness this grand finals, reminding you once again that this is a chance to crown a brand new champion for the VCT Game Changers here in Sao Paulo. The returning champs, G2, actually got knocked out by Team Liquid, a team also that got a third place finish last year in Berlin, but that wasn't enough for them. And it definitely came back with a slightly different roster as well. They also went through a couple of changes with two players, a duo sticking together for the longest time under this Team Liquid roster. And now they're coming out here in the grand finals, given a chance now to play against Shopify Rebellion, what they never did before.
Yeah.
And as you see now towards the back of the stage, chat, we actually have a timeout now. So the issue has been resolved for the tech issue, but Shopify Rebellion want to take advantage of it to call a timeout just to try to reinstate their nerves or calm down their nerves and reinstate their points as they're trailing behind by 3.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those, they didn't really get to use their timeout prior to because they were trying to figure out the tech stuff, and now they're like, you know what, we will use that timeout. But certainly both squads got to warm back up into this one. Kind of halted the momentum a little bit, but a nice breather, a nice moment to kind of recollect your thoughts and remind yourself exactly what you're fighting for on that stage.
Yeah. Speaking of reminder, we're going back within the game right now. So we talked about the ult before we got into this tech. So it comes into the advantage of Team Liquid, but Shopify, they have money to work with. They have an operator once again out for Fluorescent, a small shield buy for the whole team. We'll see if they're going to set up for any orb control. Fluorescent's already posted up, getting ready to take control towards A long, where for Team Liquid, looks to be a conditioning play.
It looks to be that, and Shopify, Noya is going to just stay towards this C, make sure they fortify this B and C side with Viper, but Nora, or rather Floor, she's updrafted on top of that brick, able to anti-flash herself, but she's going to be guessing how many players are inching and creeping their way towards short here.
And as they heard the updraft, TL wants to pivot right away towards the C-side Seekers to open it up, and now it'll meet Noya, Sarah towards the back of the side as well, but she gets the first blood, but Startup falls, hit by the Paranoia, hides behind the wall, and Noya, Georgina also, with Daiki, gets the sprays and the kills, and the C-side's open.
The moves from Georgina there as an entry duelist Omen, just finding and punishing at the moment at C, and Mel in a very interesting position. You can see the Spidey senses tingling. She's got a good idea that she's flanking the flanker.
So they want to bait out the flash towards the spawn, waiting for Bizarro to come in through the double doors. So they know their protocol with the late lurk now, but the timing is still in favor of Team Liquid, as finally it engages in 2 kills out for Shopify, a third one leaving Bizarro on the lurk. 2 versus 1 on the crossfire, TP away as Bizarro closes in. There's a smoke covering both the defender. Onto the fuse, the off-shot misses, close range, cannot hit the shot, but at least the classic comes out from Mel. Close but no cigar, low HP was Mel on top of that. But Shopify, they stop the bleeding and they take the second round.
Whoa, that was dicey. I got so nervous there, Vans. The fact that Mel, it was too close, so close into the smoke. Almost able to clutch that out, taking a page out of Georgina's book is Bizarra, but yeah, here's that entry, just throwing that Paranoia out, and Sarah had just no idea. But what a retake coming through. The patience for Mel. I mean, again, those Spidey senses tingling, but with that patience, she's allowing the rest of her teammates to regroup with her and just min-maxing the round. Beautiful stuff. Team Liquid, they're not going to slow down this aggression. Once again, applying all the pressure towards C.
And Fluorescent thought she had a timing there to get the pick off behind the dog, but Bastardo was already ADSing down towards the lane of Long C. First blood in favor of TL, and the lurk is coming in towards the B site.
This is such a good read. Viper wall, is gonna cut off that A-Link, and right now Issa doesn't hear any utility, doesn't hear the KJ setup towards B, so those communications are gonna be coming through for the rest of the squad. The timing here for Issa is beautiful.
Wall just came down, Flash gets contact, but Noya doesn't want to push yet. Her teammates are too far away for her to try to go for a peek. As the peek comes out instead from the double doors, Sarah gets punished from the garage as Daiki gets that pick and the plant comes in for TL. The lurk comes out from Bastarda. Will be an easy one against Alexis.
Wow.
A second one down onto Mel for the third within the round. Blade Storm available, but Noya doesn't want to have anything to do with the retake after her teammates have fallen down towards the B site.
Yeah, she's got to run. She's got to survive. It's fight or flight, and she's got to survive here. The money, they will be able to buy Shopify. If Noya's able to hold this and go into the next, I believe Floor's got the knives ready as well. And again, those win conditions we talked about for Shopify, they're still on the board. Noya has ultimate in play, and you saw that Shopify were going for that heavy A retake setup, but Team Liquid, Daiki, calling so well to start here.
You see Noya is doing everything that she can here to try to save this weapon because that economy has been broken now by Team Liquid. So the best bet you got right now is a Blade Storm, maybe a force buy with small shields for some players.
No, they're gonna buy. They're gonna buy for sure. Got the knives, and with all these ultimates, you've got to be able to convert rounds like this. So here it is, just figuring out, kind of tossing the weapons around with each other. And swapping it up. Noya's got the ultimate in play. So those retake setups that we talked about, certainly available. And Viper's Pit in a deep sewer line. Georgina taking so much damage, but she wants to keep this ground. Punish any sniffers that come too deep.
Decaying down to 1 HP. And Sarah's the one that had no money left. Bought for somebody else, picks up the Spectre and is playing this pit within the sewers. That dog actually got some information onto Bizarra up towards the garage, and look at the pivot from Shopify, wanting to adapt out of this, moving towards the seaside.
Yeah, but only saw Killjoy, and seeing the Killjoy lurking around in mid is such normal circumstances that you can see none of the defenders are really biting or adjusting or moving with that info. Issa's gonna continue on towards this B, listen for that utility once again, and this time around there is an alarm bot near.
That's crazy that there's a little pocket there that Georgina could move into and actually regain all of her health to actually have a better lurk in the late rounds within the sewers. And look at Team Liquid slowly moving out towards this A side. It'll be Mel in the first contact on the top of the boxes. Just got spotted, and now Bastarda's gonna dash in. Flash that blinds her, but she takes control of hell no matter what. Snake bite on the ground for a trade-off. Mel still alive towards the sewers, and she gets unblind and comes back for a double kill, leaving only one player alive. It's Daiki right-clicked by Fluorescent with the Blade Storm, and Shopify with that buy that they've gotten, which would have been dicey if they lost a round. They're able to get 2 in a row.
Yeah, and it looked like Team Liquid had done enough, right? I mean, the timing that Georgina got down in that sewer was beautiful, was everything. But this ride or die for Shopify, that's exactly what you need, especially if you've got numbers still alive in the site, and here comes the knives, just cleaning house. Man, smallest of margins, Vans. I mean, if Mel got cleared or accidentally shot a bullet while she's blind, that round certainly probably looks differently, but stops the bleeding, at least in round 8. Ooh, Alexis going really deep. Everyone's blind. The paranoia hits 2 players.
Counter flash, they don't check the back, and there's that full push out from Shopify. The advantage still for the defensive side. As that flood towards the middle is too much for Team Liquid to handle, as Issa and Georgina will have to just wait a little bit. Georgina's the one that's gonna try to have to make a play. If she continues to move forward within this A site, the turret will be waiting for her there.
Yeah, and I think she just heard that turret right now. And there it is, the info coming through for Noya. But Shopify's still a bit unsure about exactly where this is going to end. You can see 3 players grouping up in A-Link, but there's the sound cue. Should be clear that it is not A site, but still a bit of confusion.
And that plant allows the pit to come out, but this is still dangerous. Look at what it covers. Almost nothing towards the back of the site. So this will really give a chance for Shopify to flood back, take control of all the back of the site, even a counter lockdown. So it'll come down to Georgina to try to maybe go for a late lurk right through the garage. Snakebite underground to delay a little bit more, but that pit's about to fall.
Issa dropping a molly at her feet to just buy even more time, but this flank from Georgina, I think that's where it's going to end.
The orb comes down, Alexis. Just the timing off Georgina.
Wow.
Cannot land that shot onto Noya. Nice one there to answer right back. It becomes a nice retake for Shopify as they're only 1 round away from tying up the game.
The president showing up right at the nick of time, just the bodyguard. I mean, that was like a scene out of a movie. But Noya shows up again just to defend her teammate. Georgina had the line there. Georgina absolutely had the line, so unfortunate for her that she didn't see that, but what a round. I mean, Team Liquid played this round so beautifully.
Yeah.
They completely sold the fake. Shopify bit completely into it, but again, these retake protocols coming out for Shopify are saving them, at least in the beginning of this first half.
Where it looked like the pulse plants were really good for Team Liquid there when they were playing these pulse plants, and Shopify were trying to play for the flood retake. It's when they actually were coming back with pistols, right? So after you've won the first round, but you got ecoed, it's so hard to get your economy rolling, and it really looked like Team Liquid had the ball rolling at the same time. But now, as we talked about the swing rounds, the ults that were available for Shopify Rebellion, they're able to fight right back and getting 4 rounds on defense here off the first 9. This forces now Team Liquid to take their first time out.
We'll see what kind of change in pace, if there is any. Not sure that Team Liquid actually need to change up much. They have been the team that has completely controlled that tone in this first half, but right now, Daiki, I mean, we've already seen 2 Seekers, I believe, popped off, but she's only 2 orbs away, again, close.
Important timeout for Team Liquid. Gathering their senses now to hopefully close the remaining rounds of the first half. Setting up now for, once again, an A choke control. Default positioning as you see this turret about to come out from the boxes for Bizarra to identify a B push.
Beat the flash, Bastarde. Will she be able to sniff out this trap? That sky flash gives a lot of info, but it didn't really blind anyone.
Unfortunately, the shots are landing more on the side here of Shopify until Daiki wins the IGL duel against Mel down towards the sewer. She's alone with the spike too, while the rest are trying to make noise from the B site as Noya's walking in, was not ready for Isa just around the corner.
And right now, Daiki's got all the information she needs. She's booking it as fast as she can towards this C site. Both players of Shopify, they're very grouped. And the fact that the spike is showing up so late might catch off the players on Liquid here. Shopify are so close by.
Yeah, but with this plan, Daiki will get Seekers. She'll use it right away, but as she uses it, Isa was already there, playing out in the open. And that's the beauty of going against no flashes on a retake. You can play on the open and capitalize on these kills.
And that's the painfulness of going against a Viper in the post, right? Especially towards that C site. I mean, it's either a Viper's pit that's gonna go down or a C orb that goes down onto that choke point. And it just makes it so difficult. I mean, by the time the Shopify players come out of this orb right here in spawn, they're already down to like 30 HP. So making Bizarra's job easy is that Agent, and Daiki is calling beautifully. These last few rounds really have misdirected Shopify. These fakes that Liquid are busting out, I mean, it's working well.
Doesn't seem like a fake this time around. Knowing that Shopify are on the lower buy, just booking it right within the B site. Trailblazer answer back on the A link. There's only one strong rifle that's in the hand of Fluorescent, who manages to get the pick there onto Bastarda. But the advantage is still in favor of Team Liquid in this post plant. Shopify right within the site. One-ways are being thrown on the end of Team Liquid, so that's going to slow down the opportunity of Shopify to get the defuse, forcing Shopify to push forward. The crossfire is being set up by Team Liquid, though, as Daiki lines up the last 2 right there within the front of the site. Mel's all alone with the Sheriff, just trying to at least get a couple of picks, make it expensive. Just on the other end, they're trying to hunt her down. Couple shots missed right there. Close range shorty, and that's Daiki saying, hey, you maybe won that last duel, but this one's mine. And Team Liquid, they get now 7 on the board.
Decisive round coming through, and they just keep swapping it up, keeping Shopify guessing on how Daiki wants to approach this round. Last round of the half here, and for Shopify's side, they haven't really been able to activate their players. I mean, Noya, she's had to be a sentinel, she's had to be an anchor and just kind of hold the back lines. And for Floor, I mean, the aggression, the numbers, the power in numbers from Team Liquid, the fact that they're just immediately trading anytime they get contact, definitely making Floor's life a lot more difficult in this first map. And again, another change of pace. Team Liquid this time, they're not pushing anything. They just want to give Isa an opening with this operator.
That's the interesting part. Isa's the one with the operator, watching it for now, dropping into a Vandal. But as he drops it, Fluorescent moves out and gets the pick with the up. That now forces Bastardo to try to push towards C.
Yeah, what a read coming out. Unlucky the patience doesn't pay off there. Bastardo just trying to get some lines, get some visual of how many defenders are here. You can see Team Liquid, they don't want to fully commit all the way into the site yet. The spike is flanking.
The TP came across from Mel, and the Seekers came out too. And Liquid were just holding towards the window, and Mel just lines up 2 kills right there. Offer TP on the top of the platform. 4-on-2 now an advantage for Shopify, as Bastardo and Georgina have to reclaim the spike and work together now with 43 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, plenty of time. Bastardo is being so aggressive. She knows there was a bunch of numbers towards that seaside.
Dagger is in, right in the chest of Mel. Refreshing it there, but cannot win that duel against Noya. An opportunity now for Georgina. The impact fragger, the clutch player for Team Liquid. Up against 3 players as she picks up the spike, goes for a tap, and now commits for the plant within the A link. It's going to be a 1v1 in that area. Leans around the corner, but Fluorescent is starting to heat up.
Heat up indeed, and right in the nick of time. Hey, 5 still looks good. 5 still looks good on the defenses, and at least for Shopify, hey, we didn't see the same kind of things that we saw at least in the first map yesterday. Not that tunnel visioning. We've got the sniper rifle early out onto Floor's hands, and that's exactly what you want if you're Shopify.
You definitely saw those nice shots that came out from Mel.
That shot right there.
Those super clean, and that will allow Shopify to get those picks and get 5 on to the round. But with now this half, them catching up to this, only 2-point lead for Team Liquid now. They've done it. They were able to narrow it down into the margin. But now with this halftime, let's throw it down to the audience for an interview.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Paula Nobre. She's a really well-known Brazilian streamer, and now we're going to chat a little bit about this match, about the finals. E aí, Paula, como que você tá se sentindo? Vem cá, deixa eu te perguntar, isso é um cosplay de quê? É o cosplay de Sova?
Eu sei que parece um cosplay de Sova, galera, mas você pode notar a semelhança com a Georgina. Eu sei que dá pra ver, ó. Georgina tá aqui, ó. Sou a fã número 1 da Georgina e tô aqui tentando talvez trazer um pouco de energia aí pra ela fazer mais clutch pra gente.
I asked her about this and I said, okay, this is a Sova cosplay as I can see. And she said, no, this is a Georgina's cosplay. She's trying at least because she has like the shirt, etc. And she's trying to bring them luck. So let me ask you, what do you think about Team Liquid? I mean, this is a really different team if we're going to compare from the first day of our championship, and now they are killing it. So what do you think about that? O que você tá achando da Team Liquid? Ela é uma equipe diferente do primeiro dia que a gente viu aqui no nosso Mundial em comparação agora, né, Paula?
Sim, tanto assim, desde a mudança do ano passado, eu senti que elas estão jogando um estilo de jogo mais europeu, sabe? Trabalhando muito round, não afobando muito, infiltrando muito, e eu tô gostando muito desse estilo de jogo. Eu acho que elas se prepararam muito, tipo, dá pra ver que elas estão muito diferentes e, cara, eu tô com muitas boas energias que elas vão ganhar, porque sério, elas estão jogando um jogo muito adulto.
Okay, so I asked her about this Team Liquid because it's so different from the first day, and she said that this is a really different gameplay. They're bringing like kind of the European style, so she's really liking it. And that's it, everyone. Thank you very much, Paula. It's up to you guys.
Thank you so much for the interview, and indeed now we have a chance to switch sides. Team Liquid, who never really had a strong start on the defensive half, but now have that cushion, at least the 7-5 lead, to really try to get the ball rolling in this time around. But for Shopify, to start things off, we got 3 ghosts.
3 ghosts and Liquid, they're reading the round. 4 players, they do not want to give up this A main. So much aggression, but Bastardo's already got contact.
Spike is instantly down. Shorty from Mel onto Georgina. Isa looking to fall back. Mel trying to hunt after her. Noya trying to turn it off on the other end of the A choke point. Alexis now the last player standing, not affected by the flash. Drops Stikey. Now long range with the ghost. Headshot onto Isa as well. Spike now in her vision, but she doesn't know where Bizarra's at. Currently winning towards the garage, so she has a little bit of a paranoia instilled within her, and she has to hold it back towards the A choke.
Yeah, just trying to guess exactly where this killjoy is going to be coming from. You can even see that her teammates are giving her communications as well as she's deciding what her next move is going to be. But before she collects the spike, she just wants to make sure no one is close up on her flank. And Shopify, I mean, again, those comms coming through, they should have a good idea that 4 members were spotted. This killjoy setup is probably towards that C. And after Alexis actually gets this spike down, she's going to be able to have 1 bird and a dog left to even find more information for herself.
30 seconds
Bizarra's
left.
being so patient here, Vance. She's just fully gambling that Alexis is going to overthink and overcook this one.
Exactly. She's staying within range of a turret and also the alarm bot, the turret to spot towards the long range. Now it's confirmed now that the plant's coming in within the A site. The flash has already been used by Alexis, so she knows that there's not anybody quick there through the A link. She's playing towards the hell and is watching down towards long.
Just going to be so patient. She's placed herself in a position where she doesn't have to turn around and look behind her. All she has to focus on is what's in front of her, while Bizarra's going to have to clear every angle as she comes into the site here.
This is so tough. She might think it's punted for a spawn. Swings out, gets the pick though.
Wow.
And Team Liquid, they get their first pistol.
I was saying that she's got to clear every angle. That paranoia is going to start creeping in, but you know what? She chooses right. I mean, just hard clears that hell and finds exactly what she's looking for in there. But look at this, Team Liquid, they sent Georgina, the Omen, down in sewer, and this allows her to just send her paranoia all into A main if any sort of contact happens. And as soon as Bastarde shot her ghost, as soon as she got that opening, Georgina's turn, right? So that's exactly what you want. Team Liquid just ping-ponging that aggro within each other. And Daiki third up to the plate with those flashes. It's just a beautiful thing. Team Liquid able to convert this pistol, and a bit of a investment coming out here for at least Shopify. They didn't get the, well, they did get the spike down, but upgraded pistols across the board. Very grouped. I mean, Bastarde's got the Marshall. It's going to do so much damage.
Looking to potentially just try to break this turret or force the hand of Bizarra peeking out towards the window. And with that timing of a smoke coming in towards B main, the wall comes out on the defense, so that's going to slow down Shopify on the timing to try to get this turret.
Yeah, we'll see if Shopify just full commit or if they're just here to break the turret. That flash catches nothing. Just poking and prodding is Shopify. Bizarra's able to get back on the line and regain garage control, so all that work that Shopify just did is almost for nothing. At least that smoke does block off that line of sight. Ooh, a lot of misdirections. You can see Shopify, they're trying to send a lot of disinformation across the board. But Bastarde's got such a deep line.
Starts with a wide swing, does get the contact, and the second shot even lands for the kill onto Fluorescent. A third one now hit by a Paranoia, hiding behind the Cloudburst, now back to the platform, wasting enough time here for Team Liquid to rotate across in the garage and support her. Last one spotted, Mel cannot get the pick off on the player pushing towards garage. That's Georgina moving through. And a great second round on the second half now for Team Liquid, looking quite healthy in the bonus.
Yeah, clean and disciplined. The last thing you want to see from those defenders is kind of a bit of sloppiness, right? Over-rotating, being a little too mobile, not having the information that you need to kind of reinforce those defenses. So clean round for Liquid. And Bastarde, she's got a Bulldog in her hands now. She's decided to upgrade off that Marshall. You can see she's placing herself on that top C plat, wants to get that long, deep line in garage.
Full flash, dog coming out. A lot of utility expense now by Team Liquid at the beginning of this round. And Shopify Rebellion, they wanted to try to push forward with this, but decide otherwise. They smoked towards the front, afraid of a flood for Team Liquid off that bonus round that they had.
Yeah, this time around, though, at least Shopify, they gain A main control. Now, with these bodies towards this A, and the fact that they've got long A, they're going to be able to poke and prod towards mid, take care of this KJ util, and maybe start manipulating those defense rotations. But Bastarde is just so deep, and there's nothing to hold her.
Yeah.
All the KJ setup is not for long C. Oh, no, Alexis, this timing is going to be insane.
She's made it towards the spawn, and because of positioning of Bastarde, she doesn't need to tell her teammates to rotate across. She knows that the hit's coming from Shopify up within this A site. That'll be a great opportunity to flank later on as Shopify Rebellion Fluorescent forced to dash away, and they're actually running back. They're running right back into Bastarda. Misses her shot, so dashes away. Maybe they'll try to punish her as Alexis is lurking towards the A-Link. Contact to Bizarro, drops her as the other players are trying to hunt her down. Off the angle, down towards sewers. Georgina up towards the A site. Now the battle continues towards B site though, as it's a 1-for-1. Now Fluorescent falls down. Advantage for Shopify, but there's only 12 seconds left on the clock. Mel starts to plan. Fluorescent stays around at least for now, leaving Georgina alone. Dashes away now after that pick, which will survive. It gives a huge opportunity now for Shopify to capitalize on a round, as a smoke will stop Georgina from moving forward.
Yeah, she's gonna turn tail and decide to try to potentially go for damage control. I mean, if she's able to find an early pick, isolate a 1v1 for herself, maybe there's a chance, but Sarah is wise to it. Wipes out Georgina there, and again, the response here for Shopify is so great. Alexis got so much work. That communication, it should have come through for Team Liquid, because in the beginning of the round, we saw Alexis dogging through Garage there. So that sound cue, certainly Liquid knew there was a single player being a rat in the middle area, but lost track of that, and Alexis is able to just slip past and find herself an A-Link. But the interesting move again for Shopify is they all went towards Alexis as that contact happened, would not leave a man behind, so gets rewarded for it.
You thought that it was going to be Bastarda that would have the element of surprise, but instead it was Alexis. We talked about the healthy bonus that Team Liquid had that previous round, so they have plenty of money now to bring out an operator early within the second half. Seeker's coming out on the attack, getting information towards the garage, trying to flood in now. The dog spun into Georgina, gets caught, trying to TV behind the boxes. Fluorescent capitalizes on the second kill as well. Dashes forward, looking for Aiza, who does manage to get the pick onto Mel, right on the top of the logs until she falls from the hands of Noya. A plant now for long, instantly. It was like 40 seconds within the round, and you can already see the last two players of Team Liquid saving the weapons towards the A site.
Yeah, taking a page out of Liquid's book there. Of course, it helps that Floor is able to just find 2 easy entries. No big deal. Should be an easy post, and yeah, the sniper rifle, you want to save that if you're Liquid. That's easy.
Never saw the second player and just aim blast from one target to the next to the turret.
Just spam him. No big deal.
Well, they're looking pretty safe here towards long A. And speaking of Floor, again, when you fix your mouse and your mouse works, that's the kind of shots you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But the idea of it being fixed anyway is good enough for these Zoomers, for sure. But that's got to feel good if you're Shopify. I mean, they haven't had very many dominant rounds in this map so far. It's really, again, been Team Liquid's game. So for Shopify to just answer back like that and have a dominant one, especially in your entry and Floor, it's got to feel good. And I didn't even notice the score line. Dang, Floor is farming.
Yeah, 16 and 10 so far. And Silver lining out for Team Liquid. Stacking up towards the B and C site, because I don't think that Shopify heard an op shot coming out from Bastarda. So they're posting her solo towards A, where this conditioning continues for Shopify. The line's been smoked out though, so that's not going to give a big opportunity for Bastarda to get a pick. Walks forward through the smoke, dashes away. That's how you get your own opportunities.
Yeah, losing track of that op, like you said. Alexis choosing to flash mid instead of
Wait a minute.
What is going on?
The util is too good now for Team Liquid within the site. Fluorescent now has to take everything into her own hands. The first pick coming forward has to try to clutch a 4 versus 1. And she leans up the high-low. The round win comes in for Team Liquid. What a play coming out for that flood on middle.
Oh man, that is painful if you're Shopify Rebellion. The fact that we're 18 rounds in and that's already 2 swing rounds on the eco that Team Liquid is just able to shove in Shopify's face. But what a dog. The timing and all players ping-ponging off each other and just being so committed off each other's contacts is beautiful for Liquid.
And Noya's your president. How come you didn't protect your president by shooting the dog out? They try to swing out the fight towards the front B, all got punished by it.
Valid questions. Valid questions indeed. Daiki being so mobile. I mean, she feels pretty good. That bird didn't get a lot of info, and she's just saying, you know what, if you're gonna let me farm these orbs, I'm gonna farm these orbs. Able to get the Seekers, and Shopify, they did a good job kind of evading that info. At this point, could have walled up and went through, but again, that unknown quantity of how many defenders are actually behind this Viper wall. Keep Shopify guessing. Oh, and this crossfire for Liquid, it falls short.
It was a bait and switch from a turret to a player. Now they jump spotted and stop started there, but still lands that shot there onto Noya towards our front C. TP coming across for support at the same time, but somehow lands that shot through the boxes. But instantly the Seekers are a little bit too late. It gets information on the 3. But after Alexis falls, both Fluorescent and Sarah swings out, and they win the round.
Oh man, that could have been a movie, Vans. That definitely could have been a movie for Bastarde, but Shopify, their C hit, that aggression. It's a beautiful thing, and they're able to stop the bleeding. I mean, they needed this. Again, Floor is just on fire right now. She's good for these garage entries. What a shot for Bastarde.
Blind?
Yeah, just blind. Just turn around 180, op shot. It's not a big deal, Vance.
Hey, if Floor could do smoke kills with the Vandal with a random shot, I'll do the same thing with an Operator and a Flash. That said, though, we're picking up the pace a little bit at the beginning of this round, right? A little bit of utility being used, but really no contact moving forward from a face-to-face engagement from either of these teams. Shopify Rebellion are pulling back towards the spawn, and they're looking to re-hit towards the A side.
Yeah, and I think for Shopify, if they're talking to each other right now, so many members of the defense was on C so quick last round. So I like the fact that Shopify are coming to investigate towards A a little bit more than this one. See exactly how many defenders they're starting towards A, because for the last few rounds, it's only been Daiki. She's been kind of bluffing and making it seem like there's a lot more members here than it's just her, but with Sarah having this much ground, that information should be coming through.
This is going to be big, because a dog and a Flash did not really spot Sarah.
She's
If she gets the backstab, she could actually pull back to the attackers right there. There you go. There's that call for Shopify to pull back within the B side, move within A, forcing out even the lockdown out of Bezerra. This should be an easy plant, but nonetheless, oh wait, not after this TP.
Georgina!
Forces to cancel. Good thing that Mel cleared out the path towards long A. So we at least stop the element of surprise once again of Team Liquid, and Shopify will get the plant. Fluorescent's on the lurk.
You should run.
Just gonna keep everybody outside of the radius.
What a shot.
Off the lockdown, and Fluorescent, I mean, she got an entry there towards that B side, now playing solo, dashing forward, denied by Georgina, but that doesn't matter, because the round will still come out in favor of Shopify, as the last 2 players are still holding back within the spawn.
Yeah, they're gonna have to save, and oh man, Georgina, you know a player like Georgina, if she didn't get canceled on that Omenil, she would have stuck it.
100%.
She absolutely, it takes these hero moments and just makes them just hers. But unfortunately for Liquid, Shopify, they're able to be decisive. That timing for Sarah was so huge. I mean, and again, the reads coming through, right? Just last round, how many members are really actually here? So good on them and good on Sarah to go investigating.
And that's just unfortunate misinformation out of that utility of Daiki that really turned things around there for Shopify within the last round. Closing the gap, only giving 1 round a lead for Team Liquid, as they're also being forced on a timeout, so using their last timeout of the map.
That's gotta be demoralizing, fans. That's gotta be demoralizing. Bezerra just so unlucky. Sees the little gun barrel and thinks, oh, here's my freebie, and just gets wiped out by Floor. A good timeout for Liquid. We're getting to the equalizing point here in the second half. Shopify, they've looked alive in these last 5 rounds. They've certainly been controlling the pace. And I think if you're Liquid here, you're talking about that C hold, right? We like the fact that it's so ride or die, and Bastarde almost had herself a movie, so just gonna work out those kinks and figure out exactly who has first contact.
That's definitely being talked about now by Coach Palestra with the rest of his team. Moving out from this timeout again, reminding you that this looks so good here to start things off for Team Liquid when they ecoed Shopify Rebellion on that second round. They're really starting taking the lead out of this attacking side when they took that side. But Shopify, we're seeing this combination of 2 wins, 2 losses on both sides. And it's been neck and neck pretty much on how the second round's been going through. So the calls are good on both ends. The trades have been perfect. But at the end of the day, it's still Shopify narrowing that gap by 1.
See what kind of round Shopify want to go with here. Floor with those knives and a stinger in hand. All these players grouped. This garage control has been great. What a dodge. floor, just updrafts right over that dog, and she doesn't want to slow down.
Saw the paranoia coming through as well. An opportunity to try to push within the garage, but that wall will actually save Georgina from getting too much pressure coming out from Shopify.
Yeah, Fluorescent, unlucky. She really wanted to just get something while her dash was procced. Even though she gets blind, even with the dog coming her way. Unfortunately, that dash timer does go off. So Shopify, they've just got to cut noise once again. What a flash.
That's late mid-round information coming out here. So Shopify will look to reinitiate within the garage, but there's 3 players this time around by Team Liquid. And a spray that came out from Daiki throughout the window looking for a pick within the double doors. And with 45 seconds left, it really looks like a commitment from Shopify towards this B side as Sarah just got dropped.
No lines. Bastarde will absolutely take those. Issa's spot has been up, but Alexis gets wiped out.
Daggers are still alive though. Not anymore. After that, the crouch coming out from Zera. Noya now in a 3 versus 1 with 23 seconds left on the clock. 3 players within the B site, 1 player being Georgina within the garage. So there's no opportunity for Noya to move anywhere. Potentially just looking to save her weapon within the buddy spot in the front of the B site right here. Oh, as she just got spotted. Trying to at least pre-fire some shots too, but after this timeout, Team Liquid solidify a very nice victory here to move themselves up at 11.
Yeah, and the fact that Daiki was recycling those birds in mid, consistently knowing that, hey, there are bodies in front mid. It's unfortunate that Sarah gets caught out on this line. You saw that prior to this, Shopify were working it. Fluorescent threw that smoke to block off Bastarde's line and make him guess that somebody actually was in that garage window. And that was supposed to start putting that paranoia into the back of the minds of the defenders, but they're so dialed in right now. So dialed in, and those communications coming through, they felt pretty darn good that this was a fake. Hey, we're not gonna bite on this one.
And how many pumps that went back and forth here from Shopify to garage, back to B, to garage, back to B, and when that clock's dwindling down and you're looking for some sort of play, unfortunately you walk into an op, and with Sarah falling, it doesn't allow for the Viper wall to move up towards the right side of B, so you can't really flood in, and it's been a great hold, great display of patience from Team Liquid, which will then now force out the last timeout of this map for Shopify. So for both of these teams, liquidating both of their timeouts. An important one here for Shopify Rebellion because their economy is not the best.
Not the best, and nowhere near any ultimates to kind of help them out into this round either. So Effys and Mel are gonna have to formulate one of those default rounds perhaps, work the map a little bit. That round that they were able to actually gain that A main control was huge for Shopify. These last few times that they tried to go into garage, if they don't just W key and Fluorescent into that C site from the rip off a fast split, they've fallen short. So it looks like they want to go for this mid area once again. And they're doing that decisive fast play here.
Just to keep Noya towards the spawn, while the rest of them are hitting towards this B site. You could already see a push forward from Georgina on the outside of the A site.
Oh, she's so fast.
Planted.
Might get a timing here into Alexis. Wins that one at 21 HP, should get traded out instantly though. But the paranoia has been used to assist her, so they won't have a paranoia for the pulse plant for Shopify, but it doesn't matter when Fluorescent's alive towards the back of the site. Traded off by Isa. So if you have the tally within the 3v3, Orb coming up too on the pulse plant. Sarah somehow lands these shots through smokes. You cannot get any unluckier there for Team Liquid. Aziza, she'll be forced to fall back. And Shopify once again is 1 behind from tying the game.
Yeah, 1 behind, and even take a look at the money here. Issa's gonna be able to save, as you say, and Liquid will have a healthy purchase in the next, but we're just pretty much 1 round away from Shopify destroying Team Liquid's money coming into the next. Both squads really in that same position. And you gotta appreciate that A contact coming out for Alexis as well. She's the one that goes out and gets contact for Noya, so Noya can really play this post, utilize those mollies in case things hit the fan. And so far in this half, things have consistently hit the fan, so good on Shopify to have those win cons in order. And when you're looking at both teams right now, if you're Liquid, you absolutely do not want to allow Shopify to get into the site on any of these sites. Sarah's got the Viper's Pit in hand, and those retakes in the posts just become even more daunting.
Early dog, Georgina trying to
aggressive.
walk out through the smoke. The flash was too late to assist, and she gets punished right away by Fluorescent.
Looking for that info. Bastarde, because her teammates get taken out, wants to find a lot more. Bazera definitely saw the shoulder.
And on that timing, Noya still was able to slip through, rather. And the Seeker's
Oh,
now
the
coming on
Seekers.
defense. So Shopify currently being pinned. Crossfire being set up. Mizera is just staying patient as they're slowly creeping up behind. There's no utility from Shopify to watch it, but I think that window of opportunity has now been closed. Noya's just posted up to watch the flank. There's that burst, but cannot connect. That was a mini-map moment right there. But now here comes the engagement of the Shopify within the A site. A spray through the smoke for Iza to fall. A pit towards the back of the spawn, and even a plant for hell.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna have to do so much here. Alexis needs to get contact so this Viper's Pit stays alive. Bastarde wants to find an entry.
Alexis doesn't have any flashes, so it has to come down to the gunfire now from both players of Shopify Rebellion. Team Liquid just around the corner. Beautiful snake bite just to slow the clock down, slow the attempt at the defuse. Bastarde's low on HP. Easy first kill, traded out instantly though by Bizarro. And now a second snake bite on the ground too. That kills Daiki. A 2 versus 1. No HP left for Bizarra as Sarah comes in with the Red Bull clutch and Shopify tie up the game.
That's what I mean, the post, because if we look at it, we rewind this round, Liquid had everything they needed. They had the double flank, they had mid control. They knew Shopify was gonna end the round towards A site, but this Viper's Pit, the mollies, the posts, it just makes rounds like this so difficult. But this round is a difference between just those split seconds.
One enemy
Liquid on
remaining.
that flank. Bizarra, if she just finds a different kind of opening, certainly looks differently. And you can see how much it means to Sarah. That is such a swing round. We're tied up 11-11, and look at the money on Liquid. It's been broken.
It's been broken, but Vandal still in the hands of Bastarda. Too far away. The execution from Shopify is within the east, the C site rather. As Fluorescent all the way towards the back catches Regina within her smoke. Bastarda answers right back, so there's no flank watch this time around for Shopify. Dog does clear 2 players within the garage area, and everybody's playing towards long. So losing Georgina, it's an opportunity for Shopify to play the long-range battle here.
Yeah, and Sarah does have a molly in play. That Q orb is on top of that spike, but Viper's Pit. Team Liquid are investing into this.
Fluorescent with 2 and make that even 3 within the round. The snakebite not allowing TL to really move back within the spike to attempt to defuse. Pit also falls, and this is looking for a Shopify Rebellion round, especially after that flank, that lurk from Alexis. Bizarra now the last player standing. Spotted by 2 players jumping across from Garage. Alexis even hunts down for the kill to not allow Team Liquid to get any weapons in the last round of this map here on Haven. As somehow Shopify Rebellion, they're the ones at map point.
Things have turned. I mean, Shopify are doing such a good job staying into this, right? Because, as you say, it has been Liquid just controlling, but these fundamentals coming through, these last few post plants for Shopify have been as clean as you want, especially if you're Sarah. Definitely utilizing this agent in these win conditions, but Fluorescent with that op, I mean, Shopify this round, they want to tier up on these long lines and see if they can bully this C-site player.
It's only 1 player there.
Get out of my way.
And Bastarda once again is looking to push down towards middle. There hasn't been too much utility being used here by Noya outside of the turret that gets broken instantly here.
Yeah, she's scrimming. Bastarde is scrimming, and I like this coming out. As soon as she gets that ground, she's being pretty patient. Oh, but the jig is up. She's been spotted.
Paranoia hits her, trying to dash away, stays alive, and somehow Daiki gets the pick 2 for the support in front of the feet. Fights right back to Alexis, looking to answer, almost catching Georgina within the garage. And now Shopify are moving within the C site. Dash now activated by Fluorescent, op in hand, trying to clear out the site. Looking through, gets dinked right away, and the dink does not allow for her to get the pick onto Iza. Forcing now the heal to come out from Alexis and to slow down the pace of Shopify within the C site.
Yeah, but the fact that Daiki didn't see a single soul in mid might give the timing that Mel is looking for. Full-on Killjoy setup here at
30
A.
seconds left.
Not a single defender to help. Daiki's going to be able to provide some help on the rotate, but all three members of Shopify, they're going to stay so grouped together. They want to make sure they come out on top of these trades.
You need a timing on this flash. There's the dashboard. Actually not going to be used because of the nanostorms that just came out. Double flashes to answer right back. 9 seconds left on the clock. Now the spike has to go down. Daiki looking to push forward, but the spike will go down indeed. There's the cross. There's the flood. There's the last player going down. And Team Liquid will get the defuse. And to kick off the grand finals here for the Game Changers, we're going the extra innings.
OT, OT, I wouldn't have it any other way, Vans. Grand finals in the first map, and this is the battle of the equals. We thought it was yesterday, but this one is absolutely it. Team Liquid have a response right back, and it just comes down to scrimming, right? I mean, I thought for sure that Bastardi was gonna die there, but she's got the backup. Daiki, the captain, showing up and not letting her jet go down without a fight.
And even despite that, Georgina was also supporting towards the garage, so Alexis couldn't even move forward to try to get that pick onto Bastardo. So the power numbers, the power of the bait and switch comes out in the favor of Team Liquid. And Team Liquid, speaking of this team, are starting now on the attack. In the first round of overtime, 5 players leading towards this A-side choke.
Yeah, and you can see Floor, she doesn't have the op. She wants a rifle, full armor, and I think she wants to get up close and personal with this Viper wall. She's got the Sky to be able to buy her some time and that paranoia in her back pocket. That's so much info. She saw so many bodies.
Counter dog coming through, and that's going to deny the information out of Team Liquid because he got shot off right away, but she's alone within the site. Orb comes up just on time. She holds behind the default. Bizarra pushes through as Fluorescent trades it right back, though. Bastarda, Alexis still holding towards the graffiti. They never move it against her. There's only Georgina left. Behind the orb, 3 players coming through. Alexis with 3 on the round and puts Shopify back at that point.
What a dominant hold, and such a stark difference than the kind of rounds that we saw in regulation on the defense. Shopify completely having an answer in this one, and all it took was, hey, let's just go fight. Go fight down there, and Alexis was kind of buying time and delaying at short, but Fluorescent absolutely wanted to get involved into this one, and beautiful double kill for Alexis there as well, and a triple to boot. What a hold for Shopify. And that was Team Liquid's kind of bread and butter, right? They've been so good when they explode at the last minute as they're grouped. It's been towards that scene, it's been towards that garage, but I thought Liquid definitely did enough in that one.
And despite that, despite the heroic plays from Alexis within the A site and them winning the first round of overtime, they're the ones calling the timeout. So what's your take on this now, Christine?
It could be a couple of things. I think it could be indecision, too many cooks in the kitchen. Sometimes, you know, you do have one timeout, you might as well use it. And to be completely honest with you, these overtime timeouts are pretty tricky of understanding exactly when you should use them. I mean, if Shopify win this one, there's no timeout to be used. So for Effie's point of view, it's kind of like, we might as well. We might as well. I hope it's not as serious as too many cooks in the kitchen, but Shopify, their T side, their attack side rather, it was a bit of a slow start. So I think it makes sense. Let's just solidify this one.
Yeah, and especially when you're looking how Team Liquid have been working this defensive half, they've been taking a lot of advantage towards this B side push, towards a C side anchor. And for Shopify, will the answer be, let's just push it and take it here towards one of these sites?
We'll see how they want to approach it. So many members of Shopify grouped up towards this A, and it's just the lone member of Bizarra fortifying this A defense. Quickly, Daiki's gonna take care of that turret, and that might just speed things up here for Shopify.
You talk about the microwave setup that we saw previously there from Bizarra. It's set up once again towards this A site, and Orb to support the 2 players now met up with each other towards TL.
Dash props.
Within A, the dog's gonna get some information.
No!
Orb comes up right away.
That dog just completely stopped Floor's dash.
And also the Nanostorm stopped the pincer maneuver out of Shopify Rebellion. Flash now coming out on the attack, holding blinded towards the backup, the defense to spawn. Towards the boxes is Daiki, and we have 2 beautiful entries out from Fluorescent. What a pick there! A tap right in the face of Astada. Blade Storm now activated. And a 3-point advantage for Shopify. Fluorescence just gonna
She wants
hug it
more.
out pretty much.
She wants
yeah.
more, Vance. She wants more, and as she should.
Already looking up towards the window. Sees the barrel of the gun of Isa. The smoke comes out. There you go, right in the dome with the 4 daggers. The right click coming through for the last kill in the ace. Shopify solidify the first map by winning it 14-12.
I mean, if you're a Shopify fan, you just got to be asking yourself, why didn't you just do that before? Why didn't you do that before overtime? But Floor coming through and coming through strong. I mean, Liquid did such high IQ plays, right? Putting